Yeah, Sunday sit down with the G's. Man, read that disclaimer, man.
Read that
Talk to him,
disclaimer,
Kelly, Blue. I
man.
get this up.
Read that disclaimer, man. Yes. Got a nice little show for y'all today. You know what I'm saying? Talking about killer cops and 3 dead rappers. Got a good show for y'all today.
God damn.
Yes, sir.
And that
Read the
disclaimer again,
disclaimer.
we say we do not believe it or endorse or claims said, repeated on our show, strictly entertainment purposes. Wink, wink. So don't come at
Don't
us.
come at us.
Respectfully.
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 Respectfully. Tap in, man. Tap in. Let's
Look,
chop it up. Let's chop it up. We're gonna
yeah,
talk about
I
these
thought
killer
I thought
cops.
We're
We're gonna talk
I had to
about
make
these
this
3
quick.
dead rappers.
Let's go.
Huh?
Let me turn this shit down. I said, let's go. Let me turn this shit down. Cause I made this quick beat. I was like, man, what could I make to make this shit feel like something? You know, a little something. But look, man, there's a lot of God damn. I don't even know what to say, bro. And it's so crazy is that every fucking show, it's like I don't even know what the fuck to say anymore. Because they couldn't. Steven Spielberg could not write this shit. Let's start with the very obvious. If you don't know what you're looking at, it looks like there's a man on his knees. No, this is a double amputee that was shot in the back. That's him running away, if you want to call that running. And I ain't trying to be funny, but these cops was walking right behind him. Yeah, he had a knife in his hand. But I'm sorry. But at no point in my grown man life am I ever going to feel threatened, my life threatened by a guy who has no legs with a knife. I'm pretty
None
sure
whatsoever.
I can find my way. I'm 100% certain I can find my way out of that. Or to be even more frank, I could take the knife from his no leg having ass. And excuse my language, but sometimes it just has to be said. There was like 4 or 5 cops. You put one in front, one behind. They all got boots that go up to I don't know what. Stick your fucking foot out, kick the knife out of his fucking hand. Where is he going? And he running so hard on his his nubs. And this is not joking. He was running so like if you didn't know, you would thought he was really taking off, like he really got low. But no, the cops were like walking right behind him. He's at full speed. They walking right behind him. They shot this man in the back. And the killer to this whole shit is he had a warrant out of Dallas. And guess what that warrant was for? It was for the same fucking reason, kind of like resisting or whatever. But the last altercation that he had with the police, that's where he lost his legs.
Oh, wow.
Ain't that some shit?
And his last altercation with the police, he lose his life.
He lose his motherfucking life. Now, I don't know about you people, man. I know I talk to OG Cali Blue all the fucking time, and we have discussions about this shit, man. And this shit is just absolutely fucking crazy. And again, our show is not about like we sitting here like arguing about shit and everything. Like, man, what is the goddamn solution? We need help.
Yes.
Our show needs help. Our show needs you motherfuckers to start soliciting shit. Start fucking being a part of. You know what I'm saying? Start
speaking up, tapping in,
interactive, being proactive and interactive, as opposed to sitting back on the sidelines, thinking that you're doing something. Man, we need help.
You guys, a lot of you guys who sitting at home, you guys have the solution. Really, you do. You guys got ideas and all that type of stuff. You have the solution. We need to put them solutions in the air. You know what I'm saying? And figure out
my brother,
how we can.
The air, but like, more brains come together, more brain power. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
More ideas, more shit.
Exactly.
And it's imperative that we do, because we're crumbling right now as a culture and as a people, and everybody, as you know, that are of color and of melanin, whatever you think of yourself as. But if you got color, you are a melanated person, you're going through the same shit every day. You just don't fucking know it, or you're in denial. It's point blank, man. I'm telling you, it's that serious out here, and everything is crumbling right around us, and ain't nobody doing shit. Now, let me rephrase that. There are people out there that are doing shit. We're going to be reaching out to y'all. We need y'all to start answering those DMs. You know what I'm saying? Start answering these goddamn calls, because this is not, we're not trying to argue with you. We're not trying to sit back and say who's doing what and who's doing better. No, we're trying to find some fucking solutions. Maybe you got it good over there, but you might be missing, we might be the missing link, or vice versa. Mm-hmm. Or it may inspire somebody to come up with something that inspires all of us. But this shit right here, man.
It has to stop somewhere, man. It has to stop somewhere. Their main objective is, see, if you take notice, I've noticed to where one time there was a white female, right? Mm-hmm. She took cops on a high-speed chase. She did the reckless driving on side of the road, sidewalk, you name it. When they finally caught up with her, she would not get out of the car. So what did they do? They shot the windows out, not with bullets, but you know those things that they shoot the windows out with, and then they beanbagged her. They pepper sprayed and they beanbagged her. What is the problem here? You couldn't beanbag that man? You have to literally kill that man. See, when it comes to somebody black, the beanbag guns don't come out.
Right.
Either they gonna tase your ass or they gonna shoot your ass.
Right. That's facts. That is 100% facts, because every person of color is not looked as a human being.
No.
We're not looked as human beings. We're looked as either product, merchandise, or you know, or anything,
something to make some money off of.
Yeah, not worth saving. You know what I mean? A lot of them are on some extermination type shit. But let's be clear real quick, because we didn't get a chance to get into that. I am your boy, Heat Detector. My man's here is
OG Cali Blue. Y'all know what it is.
Yeah, and this is the show we call Sunday Sit Downs with the OGs. And by OGs, what do we mean by that, sir?
Original gentlemen. Thank you, baby.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. That's what it is.
Yeah. We're trying to spread something a little bit different, man. Now let's just again, let's just glide atop right over the top of this, because you sent me this shit, and I'm just like, once again, I'm rubbing my head like, what in the fuck is going on? So you speak on that, bro.
You talking about this other one right here?
Yes, sir.
This one right here, man, this case right here. I saw it and I immediately knew someone right about this right here. So these three gentlemen were set to do a rap show. The show ended up being canceled. And these three individuals ended up going missing. Well, they were found, all three of them, dead in an abandoned apartment complex. So I'm like, yeah, I figured something wasn't right about this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I did a little bit of digging, did my little research. And it turns out that one of these gentlemen, I think it's the one on the left right here, his name is Marley Whoop or some shit like that. And he has a podcast.
Uh-oh.
On his particular podcast, he's saying some things about some people, talking about his stint in prison, talking about who the down low gangsters is.
Oh, he put it out there like that.
And he naming names. Who the snitches is, and he naming names. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even know what to say about that one, because now in this culture that we live in, there's a few things you don't do, like you know how it is. Like even on the shows when we interview people before we get them on air, we tell them it's on you if you name names. You're not responsibility. You know, the responsibility for what you say on this show is not ours. We're gonna ask the hard questions. We're gonna do all that, but we ain't responsible. If you want to say names, well, by all means. If you don't want to say names, then don't. You know what I'm saying?
It's smarter not to.
Yeah. But I mean, to go on live to have a podcast and start naming names, you either have to be really secure. By secure, I mean, have your fucking legal firearm on you. And if you can't have it legal, then I don't know what to tell you. But if you don't put it out there like that,
not secure.
Clearly.
This dude was not secure. Let me tell you about this dude, bro. He went on live. This wasn't part of his podcast. He went on live. Got to talking about some dudes and naming some names. Right? All of a sudden, 3 cats pop up on his live. They all got on masks. He's laughing and joking with him. He's even saying one of them name, and he's pointing at him. Yeah, I was in there with you too. What? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they're telling him, oh, you talking on your podcast like that, that whoop-de-wop, this and that, So then they start doing things like this to him. They start telling him, next time you on your podcast, I want to see you with a black eye. And the whole time he thinking this, they're saying it jokingly. He's missing the energy.
Right.
And I'm looking at him saying, how can you miss the way these dudes is talking to you and the energy they giving you?
Because
you understand what I'm saying?
Brother, that is the society we live in right now. Instant gratification, being on the internet and everything. See, one thing I make very clear, and I'm not trying to get off the subject, but I'm going to be right on task with it, because I say a lot of shit on this show. I have another show. I say a lot of shit, but I'm very clear. I'm only talking shit. You know what I mean? I'm never going to call out anybody's name about anything. I'm not going to do the goofy. I'm not going to, you know what I'm saying? Some of these people are they're so into wanting the likes and the subscribing and this and this and that, that they're forgetting there's real people out there that don't know how to deal with this kind of shit. They don't know how to deal with you throwing their business out there like that. By the way, your shit is sideways, bro. And shout out to the drill sergeant. He ain't here, but in the comments he says, I'm there in spirit. Got you. But there's a lot of people that don't know how to deal with that type shit. They don't even know how to deal with their everyday trauma. So they most definitely don't know how to hear or deal with someone online calling them out on shit. If a motherfucker want to be on the down low, let him be on the down low. It's not your fucking business to be telling anybody any shit about his sexual preference. Maybe he don't want everybody to know, but it's not your fucking business. Am I saying you get what you deserve? Nah, but I mean, you gotta know that something's gonna come out of that.
You got to, bro, but this dude here was missing all the signals, bro. Dude said, what's that game that they play on PlayStation? Black Ops or whatever it is, the shooting game.
All that shit, Black Ops.
Call of Duty, whatever. One of the dudes said, let's play Call of Duty. He had on a sweatshirt. He's like, let's play Call of Duty. Dude over there like, oh, you still play on that stupid ass game? Man, I don't play that game. He said, yeah, but I'm talking about in real life though.
I knew I caught that.
And then dude was still like laughing and joking it off like he's not catching it. So in my opinion, what happened was, and then one of the dudes, I don't know which one it is. He's talking about him too. One of the other two dudes that's with him in this picture right here. He's telling the other dude, he's telling these three dudes, oh, I want to come pull up at your house. I want to come fuck with you. I want to come kick it with you, whatever, right? Not feeling the energy though. Then he says, oh, I'm going to stop in Detroit and pick up my man Jug. Oh, he always broke though, but you know what I'm saying? That's my man though. I'm going to go pick him up though. And they're like, man, why you putting that man on blast like that? He's like, nah, he a solid nigga. He just never had no money though. But you know what I'm saying? That's my nigga. I'm going to go pick him up though. Turns out this dude is one of the dudes that was killed with him. So this is crazy right here. So basically, he got two other people killed from his bullshit.
This shit wild, man. I mean, because listen, if you really think about it, man, it's not just the missing of the cues. There's some lost motherfuckers out there. You know what I mean? That are truly lost, and there's some people that are out there dealing with a lot of trauma. That the only answer to them is their only response is violence.
Yeah,
you know, and again, like, for everybody out there listening, man, this is not us arguing about it, man. We first of all, we got to tell the story of whatever that we have on here, but at the same fucking time, we must address some of these things. We got to address it at how we see fit. You know what I'm saying? And how we see fit is we got to talk about it, number one. And after we discuss it, then we say, okay, now let's look at this situation and let's see how we can find a remedy or find some kind of something, even if it's speaking on people not understanding social media or putting other people out there like that or talking shit or, because it's one thing to talk shit to a motherfucker's face. It's another thing to broadcast some shit out there to the world that will be out there forever. And
different thing.
Some people, it's a whole different ball game, man. We noticed that shit years ago when kids started committing suicide over being bullied on social media because they're not understanding how to deal with that. Then you have people that have been turned into memes that have killed themselves because that meme is still alive forever on the internet and people are still using it and their face is just there. I don't know what happened to these motherfuckers without having thick skin. I mean, like, I don't pray somebody makes a meme of me, but if they do, I'm not mad at them. I'm going to use that to my advantage of everything that I'm trying to do. And I come from a thicker skin generation anyways. You know what I'm saying? This shit, this internet shit, you people, you have to understand this shit ain't real life. People are living falsities over the internet. Mm-hmm. And these falsities are catching up to them. Catching up. You know what I'm saying? We laughed at Little Bow Wow when he took a picture of the airplane and said, you know what I'm saying, and said he was on a flight, and then somebody posted, nah, he ain't. He over here on Spirit with me. You know what I'm saying? When he took a picture of that magazine.
Many times.
Yeah, and it's gonna keep on happening because people are living fake lives.
There's a fitness guru right now, and he was basically getting people to believe that he was eating raw meat or whatever. Dude, cut up. You know what I'm saying? Big, muscle bound.
Big fuck, but he was taking
steroids. And he been using steroids.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
The whole time. Yeah. So everything ain't. But it finally hit the fan.
Yeah.
See, you can call somebody out, but there's a time, you know what I'm saying, when it's gonna hit the shit fan.
Oh yeah.
You know, and that's when
That's
the
why.
whole world is gonna smell it, and you ain't got nothing but one choice to come out and tell the truth. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? But I'm just
Facts.
astounded, and that's even with the situation with these police officers. You know, you got the Trevor's Nick, what's his name, Tyree Nichols situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That
Something
shit started to unravel
has
all crazy.
to be done because this is ridiculous, bro.
What about even the fact that the commander in chief, when they ask her about background checks, she says she don't know, and it turns out that for that particular police department, they don't even have background checks. So there's a gang of people that were employed that there were felons that were, you know what I'm saying, that had fucking criminal history and all kinds of shit. Like, wait, what?
And see,
Shit, I gotta fill.
I just saw a
She's
post.
down, by the way.
I just saw a post from a guy who said he thinks that Scorpion unit um had something to do with Young Dolph too.
Um, hey man, I'm not trying to put any speculation and shit out there, but you know what? At this point, just like I said earlier, but man, Martin Scorsese and Steven Spielberg couldn't write this shit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
This shit, our whole culture and everything is crumbling right before us, and the caucus people are laughing. They're having a field day. And by the way, some of you dummies, they got fucking insurance on your asses and everything else. And so they're just collecting more money, bridging the gap bigger and bigger and bigger while you're standing around being stupid. And I know what you're probably thinking. Well, you and OG Kelly Blue ain't doing shit, but you're sitting around here running your mouths every Sunday. Now, did you not hear us? Come on. Cali Blue, man, talk to him, man. Tell him we ain't here running our mouths. This is not the fucking plan.
The actual fact of the matter is we're trying to give y'all some knowledge and some understanding. And at the same time, we're trying to find solutions to stop our black brothers and sisters from dying
and
going to prison and trying to kill each other. Facts. They already want to kill us. Why are we killing each other? Facts. They already want us out the way. Why are we putting each other out the way? So the whole basis of the show is to find a solution to cut some of this shit short. Somebody got to do it.
Solution.
Somebody got to do it.
Even if it's the smallest idea. Some of the smallest ideas turned into the greatest inventions and shit that we've ever seen in our fucking lifetime. You know what I'm saying? There's an old adage that says it's the dumb question is the one that's not asked. Meaning there's no such thing as a dumb question. You know what I mean? Even if you say, okay, well, then how do we find the solution? OG Cali Blue and Heat Detector? Well, I'm going to throw right back. I'm going to say, okay, well, let's talk. What are your thoughts? And then maybe we find a solution to one problem. And LaShawn tapped in. She said, what's good? And maybe if we find a solution to that one problem, that helps us to find a solution to other problems. And so on and so on. You know, the domino effect. It is truly the domino effect. And again, I'm going to reiterate this shit one more time. And Cali Blue, you can cut me off. You can do whatever you want, bro. But it's imperative that you people that are listening to this show or take the time out that do listen, understand we need your input too. We are trying to solicit the fucking help. Mm-hmm. We don't want to be sitting up here just keep bringing y'all terrible fucking news and terrible shit about what's happening out there, because clearly you can see it out your fucking front window. If you take a look,
we don't know the solution.
You can see it on your. No. We're trying to find some.
Exactly.
We're trying to find some. It takes more than just me and this guy. You know what I'm saying? I wish I did have the financial ability and the wherewithal to fix every fucking thing, because I would, or I do my fucking best to the death of me. But I also know at the same time I can't do it by myself. I know that much. Hence why this show is on and why we don't miss a fucking Sunday. And it may sound like we arguing, but we not. We're trying to really solicit you motherfuckers to tap in. Not for the looks, the likes, and all that kind of shit. Because we're talking about real issues, real problems that need real solution, not political solutions. You know, the talk, the paperwork. Nah, we need hands on the ground, feet on the ground. Hit that shit running. Let's go.
And for all y'all that really have, for all you guys that have programs, nonprofits that you have in your community that you are doing to help your community, tap in with us. We would love to hear what you got going on, because you might have a solution for us.
Right.
We don't know until we put our heads together. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the bases of the show. So if you're doing anything in the community to where you're trying to help your people in the community, tap in with us.
Right.
Let's talk.
And we're going to do our best, not only to put your name out there and get your shit right and maybe help you with anything we can, because, you know, I was talking to someone today and I said, you know, a lot of times, a lot of people don't understand that when they're starting a movement or doing something, or even if they're questioning if they're even capable of doing something like that, you got to reach out to the people that are closest to you, because there's a thing called 6 degrees of separation. And generally speaking, it takes about, 6 phone calls or 6 conversations to get to where you need to get to. You know what I'm saying? I use that shit all the time. I contact this person to get a hold of that person, because somebody knows somebody somewhere. Mm-hmm. And you always have to use, and I hate using the word use because people use that word out of context all the time. But you got to use the people and the people that you socialize with, and the people that you have close relationships with, to help you do things that you want to do. And then that just goes for anybody trying to do anything, a podcast, a nonprofit, or whatever your desires are, especially if you're trying to do things good in the community, excuse me, to help. Reach out to the people closest to you, because they're the ones with probably more knowledge and wisdom and understanding, and probably have some of these degrees and shit that you need. It might be somebody's mama that has been just waiting for somebody to say, to tap her in, you know what I'm saying? And be like, we need you over here. And probably been doing social work for 50 fucking years and knows how to talk to these disgruntled people and knows how to calm them the fuck down. You know what I'm saying? Use the people around you. Get your shit started. We're here. How do you think this shit started? I reached out to my mans. We had a conversation. I had already had the idea of the show. I just didn't know exactly where I wanted and how. I knew, kind of. But we had a conversation, right, on the phone. Callie? Oh, you froze. Well, hopefully he hops back in. But we had a conversation on the phone, and that conversation led us to do the Sunday sit down and to put it together and to take action. That's what led us. And that's where we are right now. And again, I will I'll say it again. The show is not about two disgruntled elder gentlemen mad at the world and just looking at shit to talk shit about. No. Actually, him and I are from 2 different generations. I'm older than him. I come from a different breed. I come from a tougher breed with tougher skin, with tougher shit. But I also understand that people have inner thoughts, inner feelings, different understandings, and we have all put on a mask of toughness or some kind of other shit that allows us to do dumb shit. Some of us we live to regret it. Some of us are locked up forever, never to be, regretting it, never being able to see their loved ones again. And then some of us just lose their lives. You know what I mean? Over dumb mistakes, dumb thinking, just dumb shit. I don't know. With that being said, we on our 30 minutes. It's been one once again, but I will implore everyone that even reaches out to us or watches the show or listens to the show, to reach out, man. We here for it. You ever heard the old adage, two heads are better than one? Guaranteed, a lot of us get together. And what does it say in the Bible too? I ain't trying to get all religious or anything, but when one or more come in his name and something or rather, shit'll get done. How about that? Shit'll get done. So if we all come together with our thoughts and our thought process, oh, he's back in. So if we all come together with our thoughts and our thought process, then we're gonna be all right. We're gonna figure this shit out, and we're gonna make it better. You know what I'm saying? But what we're not gonna do is sit and berate each other and talk crazy to each other and do anything like that. Like I said, this show is not about me and my man's and shout out to Drill Sergeant. He ain't in today, but he said he here in spirit. But this is not what it's about. We're not just arguing. We're not just, man, we want solutions. If your son is involved with anything, get involved with us. Let's find out, grown ass man. Let's find out. You know what I'm saying? Shit. I'm just not for the marching and the dumb shit. I'm ready for some action. But I'm also not condoning any violence or anything. I'm just saying like action speaks louder than words, man. And that marching shit is for 1944 or something. Not, you know what I mean? And that's what they want us to do. They want us to march, you know. But actions speak louder than words. And by action, I mean we got to come together as a community and come together and shift the thought process, shift the mental shit, the financial hardships, and we've got to shift these things ourselves because ain't nobody gonna do it.
Yeah.
But everybody want to be online and look better than the next motherfucker. Spend your whole paycheck on a pair of shoes and you can't even pay rent. That's the problem. I don't know,
That
man.
is the problem. We want to shine and we want to look like we got more than what we have. Everything is about diamonds and
Right.
gold and the next Louis and Gucci's and all that. You know what I'm saying? But you know, we got to make a change mentally before we can make a change
Right.
physically. You know what I'm saying? So that's the
Right.
basis of everything. We just trying to get people to come together, put our heads together, so we can come up with solutions to problems that our community
Right.
face. You know what I'm saying? That's just the bottom line. We ain't arguing with nobody. We don't want to argue with nobody. We want to come together and sit at this table and say, what
Yeah.
can you offer? What can you bring?
Yeah.
What can we do? Because if your idea is a great idea, we're gonna get behind you. We're gonna help you push that idea. You
Absolutely.
understand what I'm saying? That's how things
OT
happen.
say he can't get in. I got OT. I sent you the link a million times, bro. I don't want to clown my man. I love him. I love him to death, but it's the same thing every time. T, come on, man. Um, but yeah, you hit it right on the head, bro. You hit it right on the head. You know, us coming together and everything is probably going to be the biggest problem because we were already pit against each other, anyways. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, there's going to be factions, there's going to be tribal shit, there's going to be neighborhoods, and that's what I mean. There, there's going to be things that are just going to be inherently against a movement like that. You know what I'm saying? But we got to figure out, see, like how, to me, in my mind, in my dumbass mind, uh, is how we communicate. You know what I'm saying? Because I can call somebody ignorant within the melanated community, and they may take it one way when I mean it a completely different way, and so they may take it in offense, or they may understand. And the fact of the matter is that whenever knowledge uh, to not understand something, you know what I mean? And you might say that to a person of color, be like, "Boy, you ignorant as hell." I don't know how a motherfucker might take it. So it's also communication, and it's tribal shit too. It's tribal shit. We're inherently as humans, okay, LaShawn says people of melanin don't understand dysfunction, and speaking on mental health has never heard is never heard of in our homes. That's true. Men are told to suck it up and shut the fuck up and keep it pushing. Women are told to tuck it down and shut up and don't tell nobody. And the thought of even somebody trying to tell you that you have a problem or there's something bothering you is unheard of.
Yep, that is the problem.
We got to get that thought out of there too.
Exactly. Exactly. But I don't mean to cut everybody short. My time is up. I got to go and pick up the wife. You know what it is. I just got my notice. So
you're all good.
I gotta go take care of this business, man. So y'all be safe, man. Y'all have a blessed night. Appreciate everybody tapping in.
Love, man. We're gonna be back.
All right, it's all love.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna sit here and peace, man. Gratitude too as well. But I'm probably gonna talk for another minute and just no, because even as LaShawn just said, people of melanin don't understand dysfunction, and speaking on mental health was never heard of in our homes. Yeah, the only time I can remember being told or anything about mental health was shit. I was a child when my mom threw us in foster homes and shit, and were forced to go to therapy and see psychiatrists and shit like that. But I didn't even understand what the fuck they were asking me, and I was a fucking child. I don't know. But even as I got older, I didn't know and I didn't understand. And to me, therapy was like, what the fuck? I can figure this shit out. I'm smart enough. I can figure this shit out. And the true facts are you can't figure out what's going on in your brain when you don't have the tools. That's like a doctor doing surgery on himself. It just, you may understand it, but you're incapable of doing the mental surgery to fix it, because your brain is always going, and there's always going to be triggers, and there's always going to be stuff, and there's always going to be and right when you think you got it figured out, something happens, and next thing you know, you're right back at doing some goofy shit that you thought you had under control. So it's not that simple. And even on top of that, getting mental, let's just talk about mental health real quick. As I said, it's like a doctor doing surgery on himself and everything, but it's even deeper. It's even way deeper than that. You know what I mean? Because the fact of having someone that is completely unbiased and listens to you tell your side of the story or tell your thoughts, your feelings. The key to it is being honest about it all. That is the biggest key. Because anybody that's ever been to therapy, you should know that when you walk in there and you start lying, when you walk out, you realize you just lied like a motherfucker. You just lied to yourself. You just lied. I don't know. You just can't figure it out. Like, that shit don't work. You got to be honest, brutally honest. And you got to be honest with yourself after the fact as well. After you walk out, after being honest, you have to be brutally fucking honest. It's hard for a lot of people. I get it. I've been in those shoes. I know what it is. It's tough. But people don't want to do the work. That's the other thing. People don't want to do the work. Life is work. You don't even know that you're working on it every fucking day. Life is work. And if you got family, and if you got a significant other, it's even more work. And you got a job and you got shit like that, it's even more work. Uh-oh. We got Sean in the building. Let's get her in here. And what are your thoughts?
So I actually went out when you were speaking about the doctor doing surgery on himself and came back in.
I was just saying, as far as sometimes dealing with mental health, we think we can take care of it ourselves, and even if we think we have the tools to do it, it's like a doctor doing surgery on himself. It just won't work out for you.
Absolutely.
It's just that simple. It's that simple.
Yeah.
How much of the show have you listened to?
That's just like in recovery when they say the first step is admitting that you have a problem, and then the second step is reaching out for somebody to help you.
Right.
Right.
Right. No, 100%.
But like I was saying, people of color never, it was unheard of to seek counseling or talk to a therapist or something like that. They think that it shows a sign of weakness. Right? Back then and still now, people of color are still struggling.
Like,
what happened?
That's true. That's that, and it was also like, you don't go tell the white man your problems.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
A lot of people didn't realize there's also a lot of black therapists out there. There's a lot of people of melanin out there that are doing tons of work and trying their best to open up these communities that have shunned mental health and mental wealth and just getting shit right. So the thought process in a lot of these communities that we're speaking on, anybody of melanin, anybody that you got color and you brown, red, black, light skin, whatever you want to call yourself, trust me, these people look at you the same way. And so, and all of these families, even on natives and Hispanics and blacks, it's all the same shit. Don't go to therapy, mijo. It's not good for you. You know what I'm saying? It's all the same because we've all been fed this fucking nonsense. Generation on top of generation on top of generation. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a tough pill to swallow.
It's a major, it's a major issue within our community.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's what
you earlier. Tell the people about what the things you have planned, because again, I'm going to say this to everybody out there. If you're listening now or if you tune in later, I want you to hear these things. We're not arguing with people, man. We want solutions. We want to help get, and let's put our heads together and let's really make some shit happen. So I know that you're working on your nonprofit. You want to tell the people the name of your nonprofit?
It's called
Favored. It's coming out, by the way. She's doing it.
Oh, absolutely. It's called Favored Flavor Coffee and Wellness. So basically,
you want to give me a rundown on it?
Yeah, it's basically what we're speaking on now. Mental health. There are dimensional. Just give me 1 second here.
Okay. We got a little bit of minute. We got some time. I'll run this shit.
Yeah,
but as she said, this is about mental health, and this is about, I'm sure there's probably other things she's got going on with this.
Oh, absolutely. It's I'm going to help with, like expungement,
Can you
education.
Do me a favor? do me a favor and explain. And I know I say this sometimes because I'm not trying to be funny, but some people just don't understand what expungement is. They may have an idea. So some things like just some words. You just kind of explain it to people so they have a better understanding of what you mean by expungement. I know what you mean by expungement, but there may be other people that don't.
Okay, so it's if you've ever been to prison and you have a certain type of background, they can, remove it. And
Right.
there's a process that you have to go through to get it removed. There's some that can't, like violent crimes can't. You have to go through, the governor to actually get, those removed. And of course, hard task for that one.
But it can be done. But
Huh?
it can be done. That's the key. I said the
It
key
can be
is
done.
that it can be done.
It can be. The governor's supposed to do that or do so many, like within a time frame. Hold on, my cat.
Okay. So expungement basically is getting something wiped from your record so that employers and other people that are looking at your background will not be able to see that anymore, and it will not be held against you moving forward and getting a job or applying to jobs or anything like that.
Absolutely.
Start
And even if you
own.
can't get it removed, you can also get your background sealed, which means
Right.
no entity will be able to see it. It's still there, but like if you try to go get a job or a loan or something, they can't see it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Yeah. 100%. What else? What are so your nonprofit? When do you feel or see this actually coming at like happening
Into
and being
fruition by
fruition? A physical building? Is it going to be online? Is it going to be a physical building? What is it? What exactly is it going to be?
It's going to be a physical building. It's going to be a coffee shop, flavored coffee and wellness. So, when we look at wellness, Webster provides the definition, the state of being in good health, and actively pursuing a goal, right? Wellness, like I was saying, is multidimensional. There's spiritual wellness, physical wellness, mental, emotional, social, environmental, financial, and vocational. Right? So these are things that we deal with.
Which need work.
Right. These are things that we deal with or supposed to deal with on a day-to-day basis.
Right.
And they're interdependent on one another. So when we're lacking in one, when we're lacking on one, yeah, it knocks us out of balance.
Snowball effect.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so what can if you could speak for a second on, do you guys have a mission statement or anything like that?
Yeah, it's bringing wellness through coffee and conversation. So
what exactly does that mean? Walks in, they order a cup of coffee, and then all of a sudden they get like and I'm just talking shit, but for real, because people may feel that way. You know what I mean? They may, what I'm getting ready to say. Like you walk in, you order yourself a cup of coffee, and all of a sudden you got Bible thumpers and everybody else just hitting you over the head, like, hey, you want to sit down? You want to have a conversation? Hey, what's up? How you doing? How you feeling mentally? Like, is it
absolutely
that,
not? Absolutely not. So, why my statement says through coffee and conversation, because we have to communicate, right, in order to get past our barriers, to seek help. So
right.
My goal is to have mental health Zoom therapy sessions, weekly group sessions, and no, you can't just pop in and say, oh, I need to talk to someone. Of course, you have to, come in and let us know, hey, this is what I need. because that's what I'm going to ask you when you come in. What do you need from me?
Right.
What do you expect?
But why couldn't I just pop in on a Zoom call if I'm really hurting that bad? Why couldn't a person just?
Well, so you know what, and that's a great question. That would be something that I would have to speak with my partners on, right? To see if they have like a crisis,
right,
session. That's something that I'm not familiar with as of yet. So, maybe it's to come, right?
Okay, well, that's a good answer because you never know. Someone who just heard about this coffee house that calls in and said, I just need to talk to somebody because I'm thinking about doing some really fucked up shit. And you're like, oh no, we don't, you can't just bust in our Zoom call and do all this shit, because
of course I'm not going to turn somebody away. And it's, I'm not going to turn someone away that says that they're, thinking about doing, something, to hurt themselves or someone else, or, they're having a really bad day or something like that. Of course, I'm going to, try to educate and advocate for them to try to get their issue resolved or, set them on a path to, get it.
I'm just asking the tough questions. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, and I appreciate that.
Because, as we said on the show earlier today, this is not about arguments and anything. This is about solutions. And you know what I mean? Because an idea can go a whole lot further than a closed mouth. You know what I'm saying? And that's
absolutely. Fact. And that's why you network. And that's why, you brainstorm and you bring things to the table because, someone may pick up something that I didn't, that I missed. Right? Like you just did.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't trying to. I was taught as a child to pay attention when somebody talks.
Well, mighty.
Even when you think I ain't paying attention, I'm paying attention.
Then you must have not been paying attention earlier, huh?
No, I was paying attention. I always pay attention. I promise. Even if I don't speak on it, I don't have to always speak on things that I pay attention to because sometimes time anything. But anyways, let's get back to your nonprofit. So do you see this nonprofit coming into fruition in 2023, 2024?
Absolutely 2023. I actually, I know we don't like to, want to be, because I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. And, but I, through demands on God, I've done it before, and he's a way maker.
Right.
And, that's what the goal is, to have everything up and running by my birthday, June 4th of this year.
Oh, nice. So let me ask you this real quick, because I just heard you say God, and I heard you say a lot of that. And does it worry you, or do you ever think about, because there are people out there that just may feel like, and understand what I just said, they may feel like by listening right now that if they go into said coffee shop, they're going to get hit over the head by a whole bunch of Bible shit. And there's a lot of people out there that don't want to hear that, but they can also benefit from the help, but they just don't want to hear the Bible stuff.
Of course, so I'm not here. I'm not here to, shove my, so to speak, beliefs. Ideology. Yeah, spiritual. You know what I'm saying, down anyone's throat. But there is a spiritualness that we all need within ourselves, right?
And well, yeah, to be very honest, like most of the successful wellness programs and everything are spiritually based. a belief of a higher power, a belief
Absolutely.
of the universe and things of that nature. Yeah, yeah. So
Exactly. I don't
absolutely, of
care. I
course.
don't care what you call
Your
him,
denomination,
right? What your denomination is, whether it be Allah, Jehovah Jireh, Yahweh, you know, it's a higher power,
right?
right?
Key, higher
And and
power,
and,
very
and
key.
yeah, and that's what you believe in. So you need to believe that whoever you're calling on, you know, is there for you. And
I
and
have a
you
question.
know,
I
yeah,
have a question for you and your program that you're going to be starting. I don't know if it's a program or if it's a.
it's a
I
coffee
guess
house. It's
it's kind of
my ministry. That's what it is.
slash.
It's my ministry, right? See,
Be
I'm a
careful with the word
testimony,
ministry. Yeah,
huh? I'm
got you.
just a vessel.
I was just right for the
I'm
higher
a
power
vessel. Yep. I'm a vessel
of
and
what you
I'm
believe in.
here. Exactly. I am here. I'm faith based. I have all the faith in the
Okay,
world. You know, my higher power is God,
okay,
right? And I know where my help comes from, and
okay.
it's from Him, right? I'm so spiritually inclined with Him. I am at one with Him. My relationship
Or
is
to
so strong with Him.
say, I don't want.
You
No,
keep
no, 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 no.
you keep going out.
Saying like when you help people, is there gonna be is there gonna be a program to help people that you've already helped? Like they like you look, not recidivism, but like you're gonna go back, you're gonna check on them, you're gonna, you know what I'm saying, like uh
Case managed.
like reaching back out to them once again if they've went through your. Excuse me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because we all slip up. No one's perfect.
Right.
We all slip up. And if they feel like,
Right.
that they need to come back and do, a wellness intervention or,
No, I'm talking about will
restoration.
you be reaching back,
I'm sorry.
will your nonprofit, will your
Uh-huh.
nonprofit be reaching back out? Will you have a separate program to where they are constantly checking it, like kind of like a wellness check all the time on these people that you're helping to do these things? Do you have an
Absolutely.
implemented type of program?
Case management. Absolutely. I plan on having a couple of social workers on board, um, you
Mhm.
know, so we can, continuously reach out, but not continuously where, we want to, put someone under pressure or stress, you got to come, you got to come, you got to come. But we will check in.
No, no, sure they're okay. Like, hey, you're following
Yeah,
this shit here and there.
absolutely.
Need
Yeah.
anything or numbers here, that type of shit. I'm just asking the questions
Yeah. Oh,
that
absolutely.
people may be listening right now and they be like, I don't know, sounds good, but is there a follow-up program? Is there a way they're gonna follow up? Is it just like a one-shot deal? Once we help you, then you're off on your own with a little
No,
bit of
because
skills.
this is day to day, right?
Right,
This
right,
never stops.
right.
You need, wellness every day to get
Absolutely.
through
Will there
your
be
day to day.
okay? It's okay. Here's another question then. Will there be like a 1-800 number, somebody always online 24/7 that maybe they can say, "Hey man, I'm having a tough time. Can I get a hold of so and so because they always talk me through this?" Is it, what I mean? I'm just trying to see how open it is because I know there's other programs out there like AA and all that kind of shit where they give sponsors and they connect people together and then
Right.
excuse
So
me.
those are like crisis um situations. And I haven't gotten, like I said, I haven't gotten that far into it to where you know, again, I would have to speak with my partners, you know,
Right.
the therapists and things like that to actually see, you know, what they're offering. If they're offering, you know, a
Well,
crisis,
the reason I asked you,
hotline, or, you know, a chat or something like that.
right. The reason I ask these questions is because, you know, I know that people are, you know, fucking retarded. No, let me rephrase that. People just don't have the wherewithal to the understanding. And if you and me personally, just knowing going through a certain type of program, a lot of times once you get through the program, you're pretty much on your own. And then
Oh,
you get to these
absolutely.
points, and you get to these points in life where you go, fuck, if I just, but you can't call them because they're like, I'm sorry, you're not part of you know, the funding anymore, or you're not, you know, is there like an open, will there be like an open door type of policy where like anybody that has went through your program can come back or call at any time, do any, you know what I'm saying, if need be, because you never know when somebody's gonna, you know, slip, fall, and fall off the wagon or do whatever, you know.
Okay, so and here we're back to that again. So a person can come
Yeah.
into the coffee shop at any time and say, "Hey, you know, I need to set up something. You know, you know, I need to speak with someone. You know, I'm having, you know, situation. You know,
Right.
I haven't gotten to the
And then
crisis aspect of anything. That's something
okay, I
that, you
got
know, I would have to, you know, revamp, right? This isn't like, a program, so to speak. This is for you to come
right.
in on a daily basis if you need to, right?
Right.
And speak to
Okay,
somebody.
but I say, I say the things that I say because people will feel like it's a program, and I'm just throwing things out there because it's very important. And again, this is what this whole show is about. It's very important to throw things at people and say things, and this is about finding solutions, right? This is not
Absolutely.
about me like really parading you with questions, because these are the questions that people are going to probably ask, you know, at some
Yeah, I
point.
get that.
Now, have
I'm
you
not
thought?
saying anything's wrong with your questions. I'm just
No,
saying
no,
that
no.
this is
I'm
not a program per se, right? This is
gotcha,
that's
gotcha.
why it's called coffee and wellness. You know, bringing wellness with coffee and conversation. So you can come in here
Right,
every day, you know, to you know, we're going to have guest speakers, like I said, group therapy, Zoom therapy, you know, computer lab. So this is a day-to-day environment that you can come to, right? uh, uh,
step,
uh,
step,
an
step by.
educational, you know, safe haven for you, you know, to
Beautifully put.
yeah, you know, to actually, you know, try to create a plan, you know, which, you know, have to assess your what where you're lacking, set some goals, you know, like I said, this is a day to day, not, oh,
Right,
you know,
step.
not treating anyone like a number, like a lot of these places do, you know, come in, sign in, you know, the computer labs down here, and, you know, no, this is interaction. Like I said, coffee and communication.
Yeah. What if a person comes in and they're just not ready for all that, but they came in because they heard of it, but they're just not ready? You're not going to have people like pushing towards, hey, man, what you need to do is go over here and there's therapy
Oh,
over there.
absolutely
Oh,
not. This
grab
is
your coffee,
it's a coffee
coffee and
shop.
chill out.
It's a
Yeah,
coffee
yeah,
shop.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
a
No, I
coffee
get it. I
shop.
get it. I'm just asking the questions. Just asking the
Yeah.
questions because people may walk by once you're open and they see it and they go, I don't know about this therapy coffee thing. I don't want to be Bible thumped. I don't want to be none of that. I'm not saying you guys are doing that. I'm just asking
But
the questions. Now,
who, I mean, just with them walking past, you know, why would they even think about uh
because
Bible thumping?
it says something. I'm just saying it just
It
says
doesn't say
health and
anything
wellness, and
whatsoever. It's favored
I know, but
flavor, coffee, and
I'm
wellness. bringing wellness through coffee and conversation. Coffee and conversation.
I understand, but there are other people out there.
So you just might want to come in and have a cup of coffee and just see what the environment is. Or, you know, you might want to come in and have a cup of coffee and just talk to somebody, you know, like my staff, or, you know, just somebody that's, you know, in the coffee shop as well. So, you know, of course, there's going to be literature there, you know, for you to read on and things like that. No, we're not going to just run over to you and say, hey, you know, you got to sign up, or you can't be in here, you know, because, you know, you're not signed up or anything like that. This is a coffee shop for well-being.
I get it. I get it. I understand it, LaShawn. I think you're doing something very amazing. It all sounds 100% amazing. And of course, anything this show can do to help you, of course, we will. I just ask the questions because I know how ridiculous people are.
Oh yeah, and, I get it. Oh, I know. That's like with writing up, you know, a lot of my, you know, my vision, my mission statement, and things like that. You know, yes, you know, we want, you know, everyone to know that people of color have lived in, you know, a systemically oppressed environment all their lives, right?
Whoa.
And haven't been afforded what? Careful what?
That's it. Be careful, because, you know, when we start talking about systemic racism, systemic anything and everything, we already know, you know, some people don't understand it, some people do. And that's a whole nother conversation.
And honestly, that's why and that's why, you know, this is my mission, because a lot of people don't understand it. Right. Even our own community. Right?
Right.
A lot of people 100%. In our community don't understand it. And as we were talking earlier, you know, people of melanin, you know, these types of things were never, you know, spoke about. Mental health, you know, dysfunction, things like that.
Yeah.
And if there was a problem, oh, you weak. You know what I'm saying? You don't tell nobody your business. Yeah. You know, you ain't the first person this happened to, and you won't be the last, and you know, things like that.
Go talk to your uncle. He knows. And then you go talk to him, and he's like, don't say nothing, man. You're gonna be all right. You know, everything that you was ever told was never worked out right.
Yeah.
And so with that being said, like, that's a beautiful thing that you're doing that. You said your goal is to have it by your birthday, which is June 4th, I believe you said.
Yes, sir.
And are we talking about open door June 4th? Like boom, cut the ribbon. Let's open the ribbon. Door. Let's have some coffee type shit.
Cut the ribbon.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you this, and you got my word on this. Every podcast I have outside of my combat podcast will do some shows at your I don't think fighting would be a good thing for your
you know, look, I scrolled through and I saw
every other show will be there.
The combat thing, and I clicked on it. That's why I said I was there and I'm listening. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, I'm like, wait a minute, something's not right. Scroll through again, and then I see the other. Yeah.
I mean, it's a new show, and I was supposed to launch it a long time ago with my guy, and you know, again, this goes back to the culture of people of melanin, is this act of procrastination.
No, yeah, that's
and you know, and he hit me up today. And Yeah, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. Don't worry about it. You know, um, he hit me up today, and he's just like, "No, we're just gonna go live. We're just gonna do it." And I'm like, "All right, well then, I suppose." You know what I mean? But we did it, and it is gonna be what it's gonna be. But we had to get that out the way, and that's one thing I do understand. So let me ask you this: are you gonna have any type of live entertainment there? Are you gonna be doing any type of because I'm a firm believer in the arts. Are you going to advocate, people, because there's a lot of people that are going through things that whatever their art is, if it's writing, music, or uh, uh, fuck, I don't know, poetry, fuck, cooking, fuck, whatever the case may be, is still artistry. Are you going to have outlets for that as well?
Yes. So that was just brought to my attention today. So, that's something that I have to revamp, and um, speak with my partners on how to incorporate that.
Because the art, you got to remember, the arts have been taken out of the schools. These are things that give kids, and even adults. Some of us
An
as
outlet. I
adults,
know.
uh, it's an outlet, man. Nothing
Yeah.
calms the soul like sitting down and drawing or painting or making music or writing. Writing is key. Writing. Everybody that's ever had any real trauma in their life, and I'm not trying to say that if you had trauma in your life you didn't write, but most people, I'm just gonna say that, that
Yeah.
have went through
I did
trauma, you wrote
poetry. So
poetry.
for years I did poetry. I
Yeah,
wish I, still had some of my paperwork, but yeah, I know. So yeah, that's something that I
yeah, yeah.
have to
So there's a lot of
implement.
different outlets. There's a lot of things. Um, I appreciate you coming on the show because you are showing other people right now. Reaching out is it's imperative. It garters. Did I say that the right word? Garter. Whatever. It brings more ears, brings more eyes, and it shows other people that if she's willing to jump in the conversation, then I should jump in the conversation as well.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely. Like we said,
beautiful.
we're looking for solutions.
Right, right.
Right?
This is not a show about argument. I think that a lot of people thought about it in the beginnings of it, but as I speak to my comrades in this, I keep saying we have to like sit down, like don't worry about it because it will organically be what it's supposed to be because we have the understanding and we know what we're doing and we know where we're going. It'll find its place, and I'm a
Exactly.
firm believer in that as far as artistically speaking. Me personally, because I have a long history of arts and things of that nature, but I want to say something. Tell these people once again who you are, how they can find you, and this may sound dumb, but please spell it out because people are fucking retarded. Excuse my language. They're just, you got to kind of spell it out for them. You got to kind of do it. And for those of you that are listening right now and you go, why would he say that? Well, because there's other people out there that just don't know how to get it, or they're not tech savvy, or they just don't know what to do. So, again, can you tell these people how to find you if they want to help? um, Email, whatever, how they can help you with your nonprofit to get you maybe even move more forward in your process. I mean,
Right. It's all
just
about
lay it out.
networking. So,
Here it is.
so my name is
No, no, no.
LaShawn.
I'm letting you go. Go, 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 go,
Yeah,
go, go.
be quiet. My name is LaShawn Zollicoffer, and that's LaShawn Zollicoffer, Z as in zebra, OLLIECOFFER, short term Sean. You can find me on Facebook under my name, or you can email me at renewedlife66 renewed@gmail.com, and that's renewed RENEWEDLIFE66 @gmail.com. If you have any insight, if you have any questions, if you have any help, any assistance, any feedback you want to provide to me, shoot it to me, inbox me, or email me. I'm very open, very open. Like with Heat asking these questions and asking me about different things that I might be offering. Maybe you might have some insight. Reach out at any given time. With this coffee shop, it's to help anyone overcome barriers, and to help them become equipped to not only survive but to thrive, right? So we've been surviving since we were brought over here on those ships. That survival instinct is just automatically in us. But I don't just want us to survive, I want us to thrive. So that's my goal, and I thank you.
You're quite welcome. Now, I before we shut this all the way down, I just want to say a couple of words real quick. I started the show with the intent of giving information. I grew up with a little something about game is to be sold, not told, when actually it's the other way around.
Absolutely.
I grew up with a lot of things that said I would never make it. I would never do anything. And I've been quite successful in my life. And also I've failed multiple times, not just monetarily, but I've failed emotionally, and I've also failed within my family.
But the key thing is you didn't stay there. They always say nothing beats a failure but a try. So, you kept at it.
No, that's what I'm getting at. That's why this is my ending, Jerry Springer type speech. I never stopped. I never stopped, nothing funny, but I never stopped. I always continued and always believed that something is driving me. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know exactly, but I knew that the feeling was there. And let me just say this, people. A lot of times we live our lives and that feeling is always there and we don't act on it. The key is to act on it. That feeling telling you, man, don't do this, don't fucking do it. If that feeling is telling you you need to be better, then you know what? Get your ass up and be better. You know what I'm saying? I know this. I've lived it. I know people who have lived it worse than me. The old adage says one man's trash is another man's kingdom. But, put me in your shoes, I may glide right through it, and you barely made it. Put you in my shoes, you might glide right through it when I barely made it. We don't know. We don't know what each other's uh, mental capacity is for trauma. We don't know. So don't judge the other man by his thought process or whatever he's going through, because you don't fucking know. What you can do is lend a hand. What you can do is sit down, take some time out of your day, because it don't take shit to listen. It don't cost you nothing. And just by listening, you may help somebody. And I think this is what LaShawn is talking about. I think this is what she's saying about this coffee house and everything that she's talking about. And I think that's what this show is about. And I don't just want to say think. I want to believe everything that I'm doing has a purpose. Everything
we all have gifts.
It has a purpose.
We all have
everything. My man, Kelly Blue is doing. This is for a purpose.
Absolutely.
And I'm telling this shit, and I'm saying this shit to people for a reason. All this shit started as an idea, it started as something, but it's always been something in my mind. Okay. Always in my mind, I could do better. I can do better. I spoke to someone earlier today, and then we agreed upon this shit. And this is what I'm telling you. Even if you don't agree with everything that we're talking about, at least share ideas. They don't cost you nothing. And you may find out that even if you're from another race or whatever, that you may find with LaShawn a super common ground. You may find with this coffee shop, there is a super common ground. And with that common ground, you will find that you'll find answers to things. You'll be able to help people. And isn't that the key? Isn't that the fucking key? Isn't that
That's
the
the key.
fucking key?
Listen at this. So I have two things to say. You know, you should, even though we fall down, no one's perfect. We all fall down. It's moving past your past to try to prepare yourself for greatness. You know what I'm saying? And you dream it, you think it, you speak it, you walk it. Walk it by faith. That's me. Walking by faith. You know, you think it, you dream it, you think it, you speak it, you walk it. Don't let anybody knock
Yep.
you down for whatever your dreams are or your aspirations are. But just reach out. You never know, the person sitting next to you, what information they might have for you. And that's what it's all about. You know, we don't like to share, right? We don't, oh, that might knock me from getting, uh, uh my monies. A lot of times we don't like to break bread, as it's said. We don't break bread, and bread could be, whatever knowledge you have, sharing, what
Facts.
insights you might have, and it's sad, as they said, long time ago. Black folks is like crawdads in a bucket. Whenever they see one rising to the top, they try to pull them down. And it's so sad for us. We're in a competition, but instead we should be uniting together. They just don't understand how strong we are as a unit and what we can accomplish if we come together.
Okay. Let me end this. I'm gonna try to end this one more time. Um, LaShawn just said some very powerful shit. Um, they don't know how powerful we are until we all come together. And when I say that, I mean every person of melanin. I'm not taking away from anything she said about black people or anything like that. I'm just talking to anybody that's out there that is of melanin. You're just going through the same shit. Yeah, it's a different story. It's a different everything, but you're pretty much going through the same shit. We're not taking you out of the story. Um,
Absolutely not.
but I'm going to say this, and I'm going to end this show. Um, power, power is in numbers. Power is in numbers, and if we don't pull ourselves together, every person of melanin, then these colonizers. I'm not going to say the W word. These no, fuck it. I'm going to say it. These white people. I hate saying that because everybody's the same fucking way, but the colonizers are colonizers. I'll just put it like that. Um, their power is in their numbers. Their power is in their numbers. There's power. There's power in everything, financially and everything else because it's within the numbers. But let's look at one fucking thing. And I'm going to end this shit at this. People of color have transformed the fucking world as we know it. And I'm going to be very specific. It's people of color from the United States. We love the rest of you motherfuckers. Yeah. Y'all cool, but you have not moved anything like people of color from the United States. The only problem is people of color from the United States don't know how to band together. They don't know how to do shit together. And so that's the problem. And this is why we need to find solutions. We need to fix it because our kids, our culture and our children are crumbling in front of us. Every day there's kids online showing guns. How are they getting them? We don't know. I don't know, man. But what the fuck? We've got to come to say some of us are smarter than others. And then if we're smarter than others, then why don't we teach these other ones that are not as smart? And smartness is not what you think. Is holding that knowledge from somebody. That's dumb as fuck. Holding knowledge, you're holding somebody hostage like that. And how do you expect someone to respond and to react? We have got to do better. And no, fuck that, because that's some old 1940s, 1950s shit. We will do better. We're going to do better because of a person like LaShawn. We're going to do better because of this dumbass Sunday sit down that y'all don't want to fucking tap in. We will do better. I promise you. Just like LaShawn said about something about the university, but I believe it. Put it out there. Believe in self. Invest in self. Help the man next to you. Help the woman next to you. Be gentle. Be kind. There's nothing weak about that. And with that being said, man, this has been a hell of a motherfucking Sunday sit downs with OGs. LaShawn, I appreciate you. Anything that obviously you already know, I put it out there. Anything that my shows or anything, and anybody that fuck with me, you need to start tapping in with her. And you know what I'm saying?